So here we are again. I'm your boy Chazz, Anthony. Welcome. Listen, we are just gonna jump right into this. Happy International Women's Day. Happy birthday to my friend Jen. We're gonna stick on the subject of women right now because a lot of the men are in trouble. Dr. Seuss is in trouble. 45, he stays in trouble. The governor of New York City is under fire right now, and now Pepe Le Pew is even going through it right now. Heaven help us all. But yeah, we're gonna talk about the ladies because it's the only thing to do since they're the ones that's not getting in trouble. All they do is throw shade, and that's what they did in this movie that I watched, titled Old Acquaintance. It was made in 1943. It stars Bette Davis. She plays Kit Marlowe. Then it stars also Miriam Hopkins. She plays Millie Drake. These two are friends that grow up together, they grow old together, but the dynamic of this friendship, goodness gracious, you have one that's loyal and one that's shady. And this film was directed by Vincent Sherman. He was a great director. He did a lot of women's pictures. He also directed Goodbye My Fancy, Harriet Craig, and A Damn Don't Cry. He did a lot of Joan Crawford films. So let's jump right into this. This film starts, we go to 1924. The two are reuniting after, Kit goes away. She becomes an author, a critically acclaimed author. She's not that successful. Millie, on the other hand, stayed home and became, the small town housewife. And, she was, living her best life at that point. And now she's having a baby. So, Kit comes back. She's coming home. Millie's excited. She's like, yes, I get to see my friend. And she's like, oh my God, yes. But, she's hyped about telling Kit about her life, that she's having a baby. She got a husband. She got all this, and she's doing this, and she's rich, she's successful, by her husband, because her husband works, and she's doing this. She also has a bomb to drop her. But before we get to that bomb, Kit arrives, and it's this whole big build-up. It's a bunch of people. Kit has a fan club, and they're all excited about, they're waiting for her at the train or whatever. Kit almost misses her stop, I guess, because she's exhausted, and she's working, and she's doing this, and she's promoting her book, and she's always writing. Millie goes on the train and wake her up. So when you see Millie, she's dressed up like a wife, and it's like in 1924, so she's in a dress, and her hair is done and everything like that. Kit, on the other hand, looks like she works. She works in an office. She has a blazer on. She actually has a top on, and she has a skirt. And according to Millie, it looks like Kit was selling something. That's what she tells her husband, Preston. So anyway, Millie gets all upset now because they kidnapped Kit, and it wasn't Kit's fault. She was like, look, oh my God. She's like, oh my God, oh my God. So they lose each other, and then Kit gets to Millie's and Preston's house, and she's talking to Preston. They're bonding or whatever. Find out that Preston's feeling Kit. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you got to cheat on your wife. So anyway, so they was like, let's play a trick on Millie. So they hide Kit or whatever. Millie comes home. She's stormed, because she had a little accident also. And she's like mad. She's like, oh my God, Kit did this and Kit did that and blah, 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 blah. You should have seen what she looked like. Kit looked like she was selling something and blah, 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 blah. She was just going in. Like, this is just something a friend wouldn't do. You know what I mean? So, she's mad. And, she just gets upset and then she's like storms off. And then she storms off into her room. Kit comes out and she's like, oh my God, that I feel bad we did this and blah, 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 blah. Let me go smooth this out. So she goes upstairs and she, makes Kit open the door, this, that, and the other. And, now they're talking, and she's like, because Kit had to smooth things over, and be like, just because Kit is like, Millie is like the spoiled brat, you know what I mean? So she's like, Kit's like, okay, so this is what we got. She had to talk to her with kid gloves and whatnot. So she gets very, very like, okay, oh my God, Kit. So let me tell you. So now, she's like, she's having a baby. This is that. She's loving her life, and this, that, and the other. So she's talking to Kid, and she's like, yeah, because your book, and that's that. She's like, because your book is not so successful, and this, that, and the other. But she drops a bomb that she's writing a book too, and she was like, she knows what the people want. So her audience is different from Kid. So I was like, okay, shady. So she was like, basically, Kit has a more artistic instead of a popular, writing or whatnot. So this happens. Now this is a scene that I'm kind of just like, okay, dude, you ain't slick. Okay, so I don't know how how they have back in the days how they have the setup and whatnot, and how they have the nobody slept in the same bed or whatever. So Kit's room was adjacent to Preston's room. I don't know where the hell Millie slept or whatever. Like, I'm like, wait. So, but he kept popping in while Kit is trying to, like, I guess go to get ready for bed, but she's, checking out Millie's book and seeing what, what she wrote or whatever. He's clearly flirting with her. And I'm like, okay. We see something here. So, flash forward to, it's years later now, the kid, Millie's and Preston's kid is a kid, she's like about 8-10 years old or whatever. Everyone is favoring Kit at this point. Kit is, I guess like the godmommy or something like that, so she's like Aunt Kit or whatever. So the daughter Deirdre favored her. The husband's in love with her. The people, I guess the household people, the workers are in love. Everybody's just in love with her. Kit has a play coming out, and come to find out that the person who came to interview Millie is more interested in Kit, and even she sees some kind of chemistry with Preston, Deirdre, and Kit, other than Millie. It's crazy. So, and then the shady part was when the interviewer was like, how Millie is churning out all these books, like back to back to back to back, and they're not even good. I was like, ooh. You know what I mean? So, oh God. It was hilarious. So now Millie is, still trying to upstage Kit, you know what I mean? Because that's all she did. You know what I mean? She is yelling at her husband, being rude, just patronizing him, just like, bossing him around. Like she wears the pants in the family. And in a way, he was even said, don't do this in front of reporters. But she's putting all of them down. Kit too. You know what I mean? So, Millie explained, Kit was like, we did this and we went out today. This is what we did. We went shopping. And she was like, da 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 da. Well, it's time that you have a daughter of your own. Kit and handle kids. Like, why you gonna say that to her? And then she goes off to the reporter. I'm like, he's a mess. I don't know. It's just I can't. And the Millie reminds, everyone that, she bought this stuff. Like, this house is mine. I pay for this. I do this. I do that. And she's like, emasculating her husband. Like, basically making him feel like crap. So he dips. But, he's out. He leaves the daughter. He leaves Millie. He just leaves. He leaves. He's out. So now, Kit goes, try to save him and Millie's marriage or whatever, and he tells Kit he's in love with her. She's like, no, you can't do this. No, we ain't doing this. No. I told you we can't do that. You can't do that because you're Millie's husband. Like, Kit had this loyalty You know what I mean? To Millie. Although Millie has treated her like crap the whole time, she's never shitted on her once. And I'm like, wow. So he's, I'm out of here, I can't do this or whatever. Kit and Preston, they actually share a kiss, at some point, and it was like, okay, well, fuck this. You feeling him, girl. He feeling you, but you know it's not right, but you gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't supposed to do that shit. It's messed up, but I don't know. So Millie, eventually, pops up, at the hotel, whatever. But it's long gone after Preston and said goodbye to Kit, and he's like, yo, I'm done. So he left. He went into the army. He goes, and next thing you know, we fast forward to 1942, 43, because I don't know what year that might have been, but it was definitely World War II. And Deirdre is about 18 years old. Kit is dating a younger man. She got the cougar thing going on, which was kind of cool. You know what I mean? Because I was like, yo, she's seeing somebody, so this is what's up. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on with Millie. Millie is just, writing her books or whatever and shopping and being Millie. You know what I mean? Not even paying attention to Deirdre. So, now they, get into this whole thing. Deirdre is feeling Kit's boyfriend. And it's like, uh-oh. Low-key, Kit's boyfriend is feeling Deirdre. God. So somehow this all, that I'm not gonna tell y'all all, but it gets into Kit setting Deirdre up with the boyfriend. And now Kit's single again. You know what I mean? But now it gets into this thing where Kit and Millie finally have the blow up that was supposed to happen. It took kind of long to happen, but when it finally happened, it was just insane. They was saying how they really felt about each other, and then it got to this point. Oh my God! Wait, I got to do this part because it was hilarious. Millie was like, "Oh my God, you might as well take Deirdre with you since she's so fond of you," and then Kit was like, "And don't think I couldn't have many times," and then Millie goes, "All right, go ahead. All of you, leave me alone. Just leave me alone. But you can't take my work away from me. That is least is inviolate." I said, Miriam Hopkins. I had to say her by her name. I couldn't call her by her character. I said, Miriam Hopkins. She said, that is least is inviolate. I said, you know what's getting ready to happen to you? Anyway, I'm not going to tell you what happened. Y'all got to watch the movie. But anyway, so that happens. They have their little words. Then Deirdre's with the boyfriend. Preston's doing his thing. Millie and Kit is at the end of the movie sitting there having a drink, talking about the next book or the next play, and this, that, and the other. They cheers each other. Now, this was really a good movie. I know I jumbled it up and told y'all like this, but this is how I can explain it. But now we're going to talk about the shade. So apparently Miriam Hopkins and Bette Davis had a little beef because in the 30s, Bette worked on a picture that her husband, Miriam Hopkins' husband at the time, Anatole Litvak, directed. Apparently there was a rumor that her and Anatole had an affair. Miriam was pissed. So by the time they got around to doing this film called The Old Maid in 1939, she was like, okay, I'm going to upstage Bette. I'm going to do this. I'm going to piss her off. I'm going to be, she was like blocking her and messing with her, cutting her scenes and doing that and just acting up, just being unprofessional. And the thing with Bette Davis is that if you were unprofessional, she didn't mess with you. She didn't like you. And she even said that later on, in many years later, 50, 30, 40, 50 years later, in interviews, and she was just like, no. Miriam Hopkins is unprofessional. She's a bitch. She's this, she's that, she's this, that. She said, I don't, she's jealous. She's this, she's that. So, a lot of that, that chemistry, so with that back and forth with them, I guess that helped in the movie. And then also, there was a thing that they said Bette was trying to have an affair with Vincent Sherman, but Vincent Sherman was like, nah, because, you got a husband. Which he didn't mind because he, they slept with, the stars and the producers, they slept together back then. But he was like, Betty's husband was like, I'm trying to save my marriage, don't do that. You know what I mean? Because Vincent was apparently open with his wife about, he was like, I'm having this affair with this one. I'm about to have an affair with this one. And the wife stayed with him for many years. But, I know how that go. But, that is shady. That is shady. And I'm sure they probably wanted Bette Davis's character to probably be a little bit vile and be like a little slutty or whatever, but because of the production codes and censors and stuff like that, they made her just seem like a working woman that just was focusing on work and stuff like that. But I'm sure, because they had moments when she had, she was giving it a little bit. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, but that's a movie that y'all should check out. There's a few other ones I'm going to talk about, but this one I had to talk about because when she did that whole, go ahead, she said, all right, go ahead, leave me alone, all of you, but you can't take my work away from me. That is least is inviolate. I love that part. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you soon. Don't come for me for that whole acting bit, but like and subscribe. I'll see you soon. Alright, peace. That is least is inviolate. When Bette got her, that's all I'm gonna just say. It was hilarious when she got her, and they got her. You knew that came from within. Till next time, y'all. Peace.